Alright guys, Melissa here. So I'm just coming home to make lunch right now and then pack a lunch for tonight for school. So, how's it going here? So I had a situation I talked about in my last video with a woman who was like, saying I was mean for asking questions, right? So, I had basically said, take care, right? Because I don't have time for that crap. I don't have time for the disrespect. And nor do I have to put up with BS. One of the guys I'm working with, he had said to me, you seem like you're tough. And I said, yeah, I don't put up with BS. He goes, nor should you have to, right? Nor should you have to. As I'm out here helping people, I don't have to put up with people's crap. And so I got a message, and it was basically the victim mentality again. I'm a struggling mom, and you talk to me like this, and I don't have to put up with that, and my family and I are better off without your help. And you think I'm lying to you. Why would I lie? Now, I never said she was lying, but there is a lack of clarity. There surely is. And I was basically saying to her, you are not a victim. You are very capable of getting rides, making phone calls, etc. So you don't need basically me as you are crying for help from me. You don't need it. So you're very capable yourself. So she didn't like that I said she wasn't a victim. Okay, she didn't like that. So I responded and said, like I said, take care. Right? We're done. I don't need this stuff. So I called a church that I had talked to last week, and I'm like, look, I'm looking to partner with churches for my nonprofit coming up and my social impact, and this is kind of what I do. And he's like, I helped a woman with diapers last week. I'm working with girls, and this is what I do. And he's like, who's your target audience? Is it single moms? And I'm like, no, it's not. Because there are working families where they work hard, like my husband did work hard, who still, are struggling because there's not enough income. And he goes, right, I agree with that, right? So as I'm driving home, I'm like, who is my target audience with my social impact? My business, I got some help yesterday. It's mostly cleaning. Yes, I'll declutter. Yes, I'll organize and add some other stuff to my business. But the main thing will be high-end cleaning. So I have to advertise that a little differently now. And so he's like, who's your target audience? And I said, I had said, it's going to be moms, but as I was trying to get more specific on the way home, I'm like, it's going to be moms who want to improve their lives. Basically, it's I don't know how to be merciful in this way. I'm trying because I've had a lot of grace, but people who are willing to try to get their life together, and whether that's laziness that's out there or whether it's not being willing to be working as hard at something as they could be, maybe, or, leaning on other people too much. I'm not here to be a husband to a woman, okay? I am here not to be leaned on. I'm here to offer some help and suggestions, but I'm looking to impact the world globally. I'm not here for one person. And so, it's to help moms help themselves, basically. So I have to think about the wording. I'll probably get some help in school tonight with all this social impact stuff. But this has been a lesson for me. It was kind of a bad experience in the end here, but this is a lesson for me. And the reason why I said I'm not working with her is because not only will she tear my business to pieces, but she'll tear my nonprofit and everything apart. So a woman who's going to tear you down like that, it's not happening. You want women who, are going to appreciate that you're there for them, you're helping them. And like I said, I don't mind helping people, but it's people who want to help themselves. So people who are willing to have enough sense to be like, wow, this person just helped me, and, maybe I ought to be a little more appreciative, and maybe I ought to watch what I say next time and not call someone mean because they're asking for questions and asking for clarity, and then accusing me of thinking she's lying. Well, I never said that, but she could be. She definitely could be. And so I'm like, okay, what's your intake form going to look like? How are you going to do this? So this is kind of where I'm at today, guys. And I'm going to need some help with this. So that's what I'm doing next, guys.